Hey guys, what's up everyone? Welcome to Young Tiny World. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Usually you'd see me at place with a better background actually, where I usually stream most of the Teamfight Tactics content. To be honest with you, that is not my place. That's a McDonald's place. I go there because the Wi-Fi is really great, and that's mostly where I stream. Um, we tried actually getting our own Wi-Fi over here so that we could stream Teamfight Tactics from the comfort of my room. And I got the router. It's an orange router, which was supposed to be used for the entire thing, but then I realized that my spot is one of those bad areas that doesn't get really great Wi-Fi connection. I wasn't really perturbed by that, so I decided I was gonna get Booster, another router to boost the internet connection. It did that. The box is over here, and unfortunately, even when I did that, the connection wasn't that good. And if you really want to get into Teamfight Tactics, there's one thing you need to acknowledge, and that is really great Wi-Fi connection. And I did get it, but unfortunately, that also did not work. So I was like, okay, maybe it's because of the network. Maybe it's because we chose one particular network connection. That's the reason why. Because we chose orange, we're like, okay, let's try something else. And here in Morocco, there are different kinds of cell towers. There is the Inui, there's the orange, and there's the Maroc telecommunication network. And they all are really amazing, but you need to be at the right spots in order to enjoy them to the fullest. And I'd say for my zone, I think the one place that I haven't tried yet is the Maroc telecommunication, because we got the Inui one too. Got the Inui one. Honestly, among the two, I'd say it was probably the Inui one that was much better. The orange sucked. I don't know why. But even the orange, even though it sucked, usually when I'm using my phone or anything, the orange is actually quite useful or quite more functional than the Inuit. But I don't know what happened. It kind of like Uno reversed when I tried to get the routers for it. There's one thing that I haven't tried is to get like the actual the what do they call that thing? The one where you plug it directly into the PC. I've been trying to get that too, so that I wouldn't have to go through all the hassle. But you actually need to like get direct access from a cell tower. That shit is crazy. I might try that in the future, but as of the moment now, well, how we get to stream the Teamfight Tactics content is through the method I just told you, which is going to the McDonald's place, setting up over there, and streaming. Now, most of the time when I do this, there's a lot of things that happens over there that I try to just power through. Sometimes when you want to make more crazier content, like wear a mask or something, not like any stupid mask. We're talking really crazy shit mask. Like I could show you right now. Like give me 1 second. So stuff like this, for example. So stuff like this, for example, I remember trying to use a Batman mask at the McDonald's place, and the security guy just kept hovering around me. I know he wanted to I know he wanted to come at me and totally throw me off, but um, usually what happens is that I just decide to focus directly onto the screen and forget everything else in the background. But usually, when all this action is happening, it only goes to the smallest corner of my screen. So you're barely able to capture any of my anxiety or any of the things that are happening else. Sometimes you hear the voices in the background, but mostly it's Arabic and French. So if you do not know those words, it's probably just gonna go over your head as well. So you're pretty much like me too. But I'd say that the experience itself, because that's not where we started making Teamfight Tactics content. I remember back in Fez, um, we used to go to a mall. Yeah, that's right. We didn't really have the PC that we're working with right now. It was a very smaller, different brand. It was an HP though. Um, and we used to go to this mall at Fez, and we used to stream over there. After that, then we upload the content to the YouTube channel. Sometimes we're able to, sometimes we weren't able to. But back then, I think there was a much more different kind of me. That me was more poised in creating whatever kind of content, not necessarily teamfight tactics, because I was also interested in Wild Rift, League of Legends Wild Rift. Usually all I had to do was play that on my phone, and it was really much more easier to do that till they limited the Wi-Fi and made sure that it was on. You couldn't stream stuff like that onto it, but that's mainly how we started on the Twitch channel. We started streaming from our iPhone, and it was a very interesting experience. I really did love it. I was just getting used to the gameplay that was coming on Wild Rift, and I'd gotten so good with Ari and then Brand, and I'd say that that was mainly my concern at the time, just trying to be good at the game so that everyone that gets to watch it would have a great time. But also at the same time too, there are all kinds of limitations and there were all kinds of setbacks. For example, when I was trying to stream back at my place, which wasn't really my place, it was just a home of a friend that I was crashing with whilst I was doing my master's degree over here in Morocco. And the atmosphere was suffocating. I won't lie. It was suffocating because every time that I wanted to create content, my ears would just jump out of my body and try and listen in for every sound that existed in the place that we stayed in the apartment. So I would not really have the freedom to do any wacky stuff, to do any crazy shit. I would always be like quiet as a mouse. So if you'd see my earlier content, you'd always see me trying to whisper or something. I never really shout on top of my voice. First, I thought it was because of the microphone, because sometimes I feel as if every time I speak louder, it just goes off and you don't really hear anything. So I was concerned that, okay, when I'm speaking at a certain point in time, everything just doesn't register, and I got concerned. I thought that was the reason, so I was also trying to be silent. But the other reason was because I didn't want them to hear me do the stuff I was doing. Because honestly, I've never had the greatest kind of audience when I wanted to try something new. I remember when I wanted to get into the spelling bee when I was a kid. It wasn't really great. I really told myself that I could do it, but everyone around me wasn't really with it though. And I was even too scared to tell my parents because I had no one telling me that I'd also be great at it. But then I realized that back then I didn't really have the best kind of friends. I didn't have anyone who was like, you could do this. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is that we've come a long way. We've come a long way from basically just streaming content from our phone. And now we've got like 6 hour long videos on Teamfight Tactics gameplay, some of which are really good, some of which just, I don't know. It's kind of ironic because sometimes I spend so much time trying to create the perfect video and it gets like the lowest views, and then I try something like something random, something that I don't usually do, and all of a sudden, boom, it gets like a lot more than I usually anticipate these days. And sometimes it can get into your head and it's like, okay, why even bother? Because if you try, they're totally going to not look at that video. You're gonna waste your time. But this is a decision I've decided to make, and it doesn't really come as easy. It doesn't come as simple. Sometimes I tell myself that okay, it's it's how it is. It's the process. So rather than being such a bitch, just try and do more stuff, and it'll come to you, and you will get better. And I'm certainly getting better. I could see a complete drastic change because at first I couldn't even talk like this. This is a whole interaction that looks like I know what I'm doing. It wasn't like that, okay? It was really terrible, and most of the time I would try as much as possible to end the video as quickly as possible because I always thought that if you wanted to stare at the camera, you had to be eloquent as fuck. Freaking Queen of England level type shit. But being this comfortable is definitely a step in the right direction. I say this all the time, step in the right direction. Must be my my quote. Young Titan, it's always a step in the right direction. But anyways, I want to say thank you to everyone, and I mean it, everyone. We definitely are getting better at the YouTube shit. And I have you guys to thank for that. Because it would not be a journey worth taking if you guys didn't join it. It would not be that interesting. Because it started off from another person's place, another person's apartment. And the most insane thing is that I've had my YouTube channel for a very long time, for about 5 years, and I've never even once thought of maximizing on content creation. Very first video that I uploaded was a compilation video, which was about a scene in a scene in Stranger Things, and but it wasn't really a scene, it was more like a skit made by someone on TikTok. So I just compiled those videos and then I uploaded them. So I really thought that I was gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna make a faceless YouTube channel. I'm not gonna show my face. And even if I did, probably have a mask like this, which would have been really interesting. But I don't know. There's some things about masks that really doesn't sit right with me. I don't know. Maybe I'm not just that kind of guy. Besides, it's already hard as it is to even have any expressions on my face. I'm telling you, my expressions are more like dead inside. Ever since I was a kid, I'd have to like internalize whatever emotions going on because my parents were not really the best of motivators when it came to my emotions. Crying wasn't something that they liked. They knew how to handle their kids, I'll say that. If you were their kid and you threw a tantrum because you wanted something, they're not gonna beat you in public. No. They're gonna wait till dawn when everyone's asleep and you're asleep too. then they will beat you awake. Now, it's probably the worst way to get yanked out of your favorite dream, but trust me, they're willing to do that. And they did that to me, and they kind of like, it was a warning and a beating at the same time in the middle of the night. And I was like, whoa, if I fucking do this shit again, I'm fucking dead. So, I guess that's where it started off, and I was like, it's a great idea to show your emotions. It's not a great idea to show your emotions. And I used to be so hung up on how many people used to watch my WhatsApp status update. So like I would upload a song that I really enjoyed and I'd be expecting people to listen to it and also enjoy it too. But unfortunately, when I did that, it did not work. It no one really watched it. Be one or two people, and they wouldn't even comment on it. They wouldn't say they liked it too, and I got really disheartened by that. And I told my brother about it, and he was like, "Dude, if that shit's bothering you, just turn it off. Turn off that thing that makes you see what other people see, or makes you see what how many people saw your status." And I was like, "Oh, it's good." Actually, and I did that. I was like, "Oh, you know what? It doesn't even matter anymore. I don't give a shit. I'm fucking balling, so I could upload as many of the stuff that I want and not really care whether anyone saw it." And it's kind of funny that I had to undergo that same process when I was streaming too, because at first I used to be so hung up on how many people were looking at it, and I used to be so bothered by it, and I was like, oh my god, I need to do something crazy. Run around naked. Oh no, they're gonna ban you on the channel. So I had to like internalize every kind of feeling, every type of emotion. So right now, this is pretty much the only mask I need. And I'm really happy that I started this YouTube channel. And I thank you. I thank everyone for being a part of it. I really do appreciate you guys. You have no idea how much this means to me. And I know this is long, and everyone's attention span is like, well, thanks to TikTok, it's, but thank you guys. Thank you so much. And I really do appreciate it. And I will be making better content every single time. So I hope you guys have a fantastic day. And there's also the podcast too. I finally was able to link them both. You know, honestly, I never thought there'd be a day where I could speak on camera for like 18 minutes. 18. That's a long time. I've seen MXR plays do this before, but I never thought it was gonna be like this long. Okay, thank you. Thank you guys so much for watching. If I don't take care, I might spend the entire day talking to you guys. And, you know, that's not really a great thing, because you definitely have stuff to do, right? But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Now, if you excuse me, I have to go and make a thumbnail that might work for this channel.